of the public won't understand. You have to be in it to understand it. You can't just come and watch it and understand it. You got to be in it. You got to participate in things to appreciate it. And if you can't do that, it's not good. My name is Vernon, Baptiste. My whole family is born in it. For 90 years, it's a tradition that I come and meet and I will go and leave.
My name is Henry Louis Antoine. I was born in the yard of the Rada, born and grew up there. I would say I lived the life of a Rada.
I'm Veronica Antoine. I am 66. And I am the daughter of my late father. And he was the leader for the Rada tribe group that's here.
My name is Sedley, Clifton, Antoine. 39 years old.
Well, I must say we were very fortunate to have our history documented. I thank God for my grandparents, my great-grandfather, my father, who kept us abreast of our history. And Mr. Andrew Carr, who wrote the book documenting all about us and our lineage back in Dahume, which was then Dahume, now it's called Benin. Today, everybody wants to know where they came from. In terms of knowing where you come from, it's going to come increasingly important for this young generation who are searching beyond the horizon. We're fortunate we don't have to search. We have it covered. And to be able to sit down and talk about where you came from is something that I do not have to write in this book because I was brought up knowing the facts. Now that my grandfather is dead, my father is dead, it is rest in my hands and my sister's responsibility to move this feast and keep it alive. When one look at it's 160 years now, for us to be able to hold on to that, it must tell you something without getting lost. And if one could look at just the idea of how long ago since this started, I don't want to say we should be given credit, but it's a credible situation that you can think about to know that something has started so long in this yard and we still continue to hold it and carry it.
This was not very easy to live with this type of stuff. Everybody thinks it's evil. Everybody try to ignore you, don't want to associate with you.
I want people to know the truth because there is a misconception of the Rada. From the early days, you've seen as people that do beer.
The best way to do it is for someone to see and not to explain too much at the beginning, because just as in how we do it today, it was a very sacred thing. A lot of people thought it was obia, and that what we do is to put bad curses on people, and the misconception of the culture was a huge thing. When someone comes and actually gets to experience it, they can feel the loving atmosphere, to feel the love in the air, to understand what it really is.
Right now, I am here to celebrate what we call a Minana, which is a feast for the children. In having that feast, we were able to have a lot of people from the community and from the university and from the trust company. I mean, a number of different people came here to have a look at something I think that they have been missing for a while. Because very often here people telling me my grandmother used to come here, my grandfather brought me here when I was small, and it is like a landmark as far as shrines is concerned. It's an idea of doing what you're supposed to do, feed people. Who wants to come, come. We don't go there doing things to bring anybody in. We feeding people and you come and get fed. Our job is done once we get people to eat. That's the way it's done.
It was a good feast to me. You know, I don't know for anybody else. I can't talk for anybody else. But it's always, feast always good for me. Nobody teaches to beat any nothing, drums or nothing, or sing. We learn from ourselves. It takes a long time. It didn't take a year or 2 years. It took years. We used to take milk cans and go out in the bushes and at least learn to beat. That's how we learn to beat. Learn to beat and sing the sounds. That's the way we teach ourselves. boy never teach us that. We teach ourselves. And it take a long time to do that. Take years. Not days, years.
The drum is not easy to beat, as you can see. It is very difficult, especially for those who do not understand the language of the drum that we play. We talk with each other. It's a call and answer situation, something I'm working on right now, trying to get the young drummers to play the drums. It's a little harder because you got to know the sound to beat the drum, because we have about 12 to 13 different beats, different songs with different beats. So it's not that you can sing any song and beat the drum. You got to know the sound so that you can play the right drum. There's only two of us around right now that can play all the beats and any of the drums, which is my cousin Vernon and myself. Vernon is 90. I am 72.
So with me, him, and the youngster there. We wasn't dead and gone. My brother died. My two brothers just died. Cousins. That single boy, his grandfather died. Nobody. Long ago, we had over approximately about 15, 14. People could interchange. We never tired. And most of the people that we had, they could beat any drum. That's the problem. We don't have nobody. All the youngsters, what should be right after us. He wasn't around. Some of the families even go in the country, to Miaro and all part of the country. But what here now, I hope they learn. It's nothing guaranteed. So I tell you, that you've got to like, so that you can participate in what they do. I can't guarantee anything, and I can't tell you nothing here what will happen in the future. But everybody has to live and hope that it happens.
Well, I'm slowly learning. I don't think that you could ever master it until you have years of practice. The way my father and everybody else learned how to play the drums was by watching and trial and error. So I'm basically a rookie in the game, and I have years to go before I can actually master
a lecture, an African guy, after I was finished speaking. It was an answer and question period. And he went to the podium and he said, I want to congratulate you for nice information on the Rada, but I also want to make a confession. He said, I'm one of the people who came in the yard and tape and do a tape and sip it. All we could do is laugh. But when he took it back to Africa, he said he carried it played it, and the servant came and she was clapping her hands and tapping her foot and singing the song. So then he said, this is real.
We have other songs to sing, but they can't sing it. So we had to sing the easiest one that they could catch on to. Because some they can't even start to pronounce the word. We have some that we really don't even know. I mean, if I hear it sing, I will remember. It's a complicated thing. You have so many songs to remember.
I would say with leading the songs is that it helps. Like if for some reason, maybe because of my voice or like I would help my brother if he starts a song. Like you know that support. Singing and reading, I can give him that support by, singing also. It helps to keep the people that are responding, it helps to keep them so that they can hear to respond on or in time.
We all grew up in the yard here in this compound. Everybody, it was one big family.
My grandfather, I remember him, he would put us to sit down, but at the time we didn't understand. He would tell us stories, and we couldn't wait to leave to go out to play. But he always had a story. He told us stories. And years ago, we had no strangers on this land. From here, we back was just family. And he would go up into the bushes or into the garden of the land, and he would come back with some pieces of bamboo, and he would cut them into joints, and there was a certain way he would make a slit in it, and we were all playing flutes. We had music. He loved his grandchildren, for sure. We were always around. We didn't need, wasn't necessary for us to go out and have friends, because we all grew up together, so we always had each other.
This whole land, Tony had 6 houses on this land. This was the whole land. There was never no more houses. Everybody living was fine. And the family was well knit together.
I would say we were very fortunate to know our grandparents and to have long time with them. Especially my father, who now I cherish so much, although he's gone. I remember the things that he instilled in us at all times, and I do my best to follow them. He's buried right in the same area with my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandmother, and my aunt, and a number of them is in that cradle there.
Don't go in. You guys don't go in. Kids, you guys stay here. Grandma. She always giving trouble. She was that kind of woman. She wasn't easy. Would wake us up at 5 in the morning. Don't be lazy, kids. Drink tea. Wow. Guess what? All the other candles remain. Granddad is the only one that burnt all the way. See that? This is Granddad's candle right here. And he's the only one that burnt all the way through. Isn't that something? I'm gonna have to come back at some point and check them. Yesterday I came back and I relit them. Nothing you can do to stop. Isn't that something? He's the only one that burnt all the way through. When you're the chief. You're the chief. Yeah, I know. Grandma's like that. I tell you. She always want to make sure he's first.
Is this where you want to be buried?
Honestly, if I have the privilege to, I would love to. But before I even get a chance to do that, I want to give them all a nice stone. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He doesn't want to go. You see him? Look at him. Look at him. He's fighting. You see him? Good night, good night.
I saw another lizard, Mommy.
things just don't fade away. I'd like to know that it just keeps going, whether it be me or nieces or, you know. I'd like to know that the torch is still going at some time.
That was exciting for me is that Shayla was never propped to dance the way she danced that night. And the energy, I think, was able to channel her to dance that way because of the purity of her spirit and the innocence of her spirit.
She's so young, you know, and we don't know which direction it could have taken. It could have been just just play or end up serious. So it was bittersweet. I was just moved to see her, like on her own, just she took the initiative and I want to dance too.
My role is to continue that legacy that my foreparents left. Prepare those that is coming after me once I moved on, so they can carry on as I am doing right now. If we can't do that, we could say we're wasting time, but when you're gone, the tradition's gone. So you've got to continue to teach and get people involved so that it will stay alive. When you think about it, throwing it away now, it's like throwing away 160 years. Rich heritage. Do you want to go and start over? No. Keep what you have and reach for more.